Welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do two things. I'm going to show you how to shape the outside of your sugar jar, and I'm going to show you how to make the gallery in the rim of the sugar jar. You should have just got done reviewing how to make a cylinder. That's what I've done here in the previous video. I've done my 3 pulls. I've got a little bit of clay left down here, so I can use it to do a little bit of shaping. But we want to get started now doing our gallery. So after you've done your pulls for your sugar jar, you should have just a little bit more clay down the bottom so you can do kind of one final shaping pull. But what you want to have is you want to have a nice thick rim. We just left off pulling here in the middle, and we didn't pull all the way up to the top because I wanted you to keep this top part nice and thick. Now I'm going to pull the camera just a bit closer and bend it so you can see overhead a little bit better. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create what's called a gallery. That's the little part that's going to keep your lid in place. So what you're going to do is as the wheel is spinning, you're going to kind of gently press or pinch here with your thumb and middle finger and hold the clay in center with your right hand index finger, and you're just going to press down with your left index finger, and this is going to create the gallery. It's called a gallery because it kind of looks like a curved seating arrangement that you might have in a movie theater or a real theater, and this gallery is going to form the place where your lid will sit. Now you need to have a lot of water to make that gallery. Okay, and what I like to do is once I get that gallery formed, I'm just going to shape it a little bit more. I'm going to compress the outside of the gallery to get a nice smooth even shape, and then on the inside sometimes you'll get to the point where it's a little bit sharp on the inside, so I like to take my finger and press back in and just kind of shape that out a little bit. Okay, so there's my gallery for the lid for my sugar jar. Now I'm just going to take my hands in here one more time, and I'm going to shape this jar. So I'm going to widen this out and do another pull. And leave a little bit of clay right there at the middle. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shape it. Okay? You can shape with your fingers, you can shape with a rib. I'm going to try to show you both here before we end the video so you can see both. Okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to reach inside, and I'm going to take my fingers, and I'm not really pulling the clay, but I'm moving it. You can kind of see my finger on the inside moving the clay. And what I'm trying to do is take this clay and get it into a shape that I like. So I'm going to push out. And have like a curved shape like that. Now, at this point, I'm going to collar this in to get kind of a jar shape, and I'm going to go back and do the shoulder. So I'm going to start up here with my index finger, and I'm going to gently lift my middle finger on the inside to create that ledge there. Okay? And that's what I would say is a nice formed belly and a nice shoulder. Now you can go back with your rib and tidy it up, or you can pull this with your rib as well. So if I just go back on the inside and kind of pull up against that rib, I can create a nice flat edge, and I can create a nice flat shoulder just by shaping with my rib. Okay, now we've got the bottom shaped. I'm just going to cut some of this clay off here underneath. Gonna do the mouse eats the cheese and get that stuff out before I get too much farther. Okay, Now, we've got our gallery already made from before. Now we're just going to tidy it up. Now that we've got the shaping for our jar done, I'm just going to tidy up the gallery. Okay, I'm going to hold my finger back inside, compress that clay back in. Now at this point, let's pretend your gallery is not looking so good and it's kind of chunky or lumpy, or maybe even it's off center a little bit. You can take your rib, and if you just gently hold your rib on an angle here, you can use that to tidy up the inside of your gallery just a bit. Okay, now before you're done, there's two more final steps. Number one, you've got your shaping, you've got your belly, you've got your shoulder, you've got your gallery, you've got your undercut. Those are the things, your mouse eats a cheese undercut. You should have all those things done. Then make sure there's no water on the inside, and the last step is just take your sponge and carefully graze it over your gallery so there's no chunks. And then the last step, you're going to need a calipers. This is a caliper. It looks like this, and there's a wing nut down here at the bottom. Make sure that wing nut is really tight, and you're going to use this to measure the opening of your pot. So you can go like this and open it so that it's just a little bit shy of the outside edge of that, the inside edge of the gallery, like the rim of the gallery, inside rim of the gallery. Okay, now I've got that ready to go. That's the distance that I'm going to need, the diameter that I need for my lid. Okay, now you should have one of the wooden boards to put your work on. Cut it off. Dry your hands real well. Twist it and slide it off. And set it onto your wooden board. Set it a little like on one of the corners, because we're going to put our lid here in just a minute. Alright, now you're going to take this and set it aside. Make sure you have your measuring, and then we're going to come back in the next video and do the lid.